So you'll have to clear that box off your screen, click got it, and then find your upright seat. And both Janet and Janona, okay, good. Janet's your screen is on. Janona, you can turn yours on if you want to. Maybe you're in your pajamas and you don't want to. That's fine as well. So I'm going to mute everybody, and just remember, if you have questions of any kind, feel free to unmute and ask.
No pajamas.
No pajamas. All righty. So I'm going to just mute y'all and make sure you've got
Thank you.
Your seat set up, and then scoot to the front edge of that seat. And we'll go through our sequence. Starting with just checking in with the body, feet planted on the earth, buttocks planted in the chair. The combination of the legs and the chair are connecting you to your root. The root, think of it as underground. So being rooted is having a good connection to sort of being under the ground, as opposed to on top of the ground, walking around where we're not really stable. So when you're sitting, you're actually practicing your rooting, and you're able to more effectively practice relaxing while rooting, because usually when we stand up, we sort of activate a little more because we're on two legs, and especially as we start shifting from one leg to the other. So we want to keep this quality of central alignment, zhong, central upright, and then sung, soft, supple, relaxed. When we relax, we don't slouch or slump, we plump. We get more space. The dilation that happens during during tension, when we relax, that all opens up. And so that's that sort of phenomena of feeling a little more plump, a little more spacious, a little more fluid, is that we're getting rid of this constriction and we're opening those tubes and pathways and tunnels. Pay attention to the breathing. Long, smooth inhale. Long, smooth exhale. Continue that process of long, smooth breathing. Eyes closed just for a few cycles so that you can harness your mind, your attention, and turn it in towards your own body. You can actually cultivate a sort of X-ray vision, an ability to use your perception to see into your own body and sense, where are your muscles stuck? Where is there a sort of glued area? Where is there maybe a collapsed area that's kind of slumping and doesn't have enough flow going through it? And then also, where are the areas that feel good? Where do you feel like you've got nice flow, nice blood flow, chi flow, interstitial fluid flow? So we want to cultivate this ability to sense our bodies, to see what's going on. Just take another 3-4 breaths here. And again, this practice could be something you do on your own for 20 minutes, where you just sit, breathe, tune in. But we'll do it just short because we're trying to get to some content in our class. 2-3 more breaths. Now, our first exercise, the joint mobilization set, a little module of 3 exercises. Start by sliding your hands back, your elbows back, lift your chest and lift your chin a little bit, and you gently arch the body. The opposite of that, slide the hands forward, drop the head, the chest concaves back to round the back open. And then again, sliding hands back, elbows back, lift the chest and look up to the sky, arch the back. And slide the hands forward, dropping the head, hollowing the chest area. Let's do this twice more. Again, all of these exercises can be done more repetitions or fewer repetitions. You can be exploring little wiggles and little movements that feel extra good to maybe somewhere you have an injury or somewhere you have some stiffness. And let's settle back to the middle, right into the rotation, the second movement. Left hand slides forward, right hand and elbow back, turning to the right. And then switch everything. So as the right hand goes forward, left hand comes back, turn to the left. And switch again. Let's do 3 more on each side. Gentle, but thorough. Relaxed, but not sloppy. Precise, right? But not stiff, not rigid. So trying to balance all those ideas. Back to center, arms hang, sideways, leaning. And let's bring that left wrist and elbow up. But again, keep them very relaxed. You see how loose my arm is as I lean, and then let it fall softly down. And then as you lean to your left, the right wrist and elbow just float up, loose as can be. And down. Lean. And switch. Now there's a standing version of this exercise that we'll do later. And what also adds to it is called left-right wheel. So now your high hand goes forward, out in front of you. Your low hand swings a little back behind you. Then the low back hand comes up underneath like you're trying to tickle your own armpit. So bring it up. And let's actually do this with one arm at a time here. So come back to level and we'll just do your right arm. Goes out, down, comes back a little bit, and then this is the unique part. We don't go around this way. We come up this inside route under the armpit and then extend it out, way out in front, long. Comes down, under, up the back, underneath that armpit and out. Up. The shoulder blade has to kind of lift. This space has to open to allow it through. One more. Now we reverse that, bring the hand forward and up, retract it. And again, a lot of times when people do this one, they pull back this way, but notice the particular position that my shoulder is in to be able to tuck that hand through and go down behind the body a little bit, all the way down completely long. Stay long as you reach it forward, retract, tuck under that armpit, and through the back and down to long. So Stuart, watch very closely. Forward, retract it as if you're trying to tickle your own armpit. Yeah, that is perfect. So that's why I use that description of tickle your own armpit, because that's when we do it right. We go, oh yeah, I go in here and then find the way through. And again. So this particular and unique pathway, tickle the armpit and go down the back side of the body. Good. Other side. So now with this arm, we start the backwards route. Go back, up, and tickle the armpit. Underneath, come forward. Long. Stay long as the arm goes down, back behind, and then this way up, through, and out. Down, up under the armpit, out, down, reverse. The arm stays long and soft and relaxed. Retract like you're trying to tickle your own armpit and thread it through. Swing it out. Retract. Tickle the armpit. So that's the key to this exercise, and a bunch of other ones is this move. Armpit through. Do your left arm there, Stuart. Left arm. There it is. Good. Now, both arms, same time. Up, out, down, back under, up, out. Good. So we're wringing out the tissue and structure and opening up spaces. Let's reverse that. One more. All right. Now, shoulder. Shrug. Release. Shrug. And release. Again, right. And left. Down. Now both. Up. Down. Up. Down. One more. Top. And relax all the way down. Now, shoulders forward. Neutral. Back. So the shoulder blades, crack a walnut, relax, and then spread apart from each other and relax. Crack a walnut, relax, spread them apart. When they spread apart, notice the chest has to concave, and there's this little corner right here in the shoulder. Now, from this forward position, up, back to the cracking walnut position, and down. Under, come to the forward position. Stay forward as you lift. Stay lifted as you go back. Stay back as you slide down. Let's do that 3 more times. Shoulder blades spread apart. They stay spread apart as they lift. They squeeze back towards each other, stay squeezed back as they slide. Then they relax to neutral. Then forward, up, back, down. Forward, up, back, down. Switch directions. Back, up, forward, down. Continue. Back and up, forward and down. Make sure you take the time to really get forward, because this is the one that most people don't go to. People think forward is just to here. There's this space that you have to open up. Otherwise, you have barnacles getting stuck in those areas. You have stagnation. Last one. And down. Bend the elbows. Elbows go out and up. And down. Around and squeeze. And down. Out and up. And down. Squeeze. Down. Now, from the down position, back. So when the elbows go back, you're squeezing all that musculature in your middle and upper back. Then down with the elbows, the hands are up. Forward with the elbows, the hands go over your shoulders, past your ears. And then if possible, elbows up. Hands down your back. So notice how when my elbows go up, my hands go down. Then elbows forward, down, back. So now we just try to slide through that movement space. Great. Let's do one more. So this whole chassis is an area that gets stuck and then makes us top heavy. So we want to make sure this is buttery and smooth. Elbows down, elbows out, palms face the floor, one above, one below. Bear hug your body. And get the hands on your body. So hug. And then relaxing. And notice there's kind of a natural buoyancy that fills the spaces, like a sponge filling up with water. So let's squish the sponge. Wrap. Crawl your hands around. Use your hands to kind of get your squeeze and close this space. This is very important for lymphatic pumping, for lung health, and in wintertime, we really need to take care of this area. And then relax and just let that buoyancy float out. Let's do one more to each side. Hug, crawl the hands around. Oh, that nice squeeze. And then letting go and just let that natural buoyancy open and then squeeze. And releasing. And down. And the hands come down. And then one more for our shoulders. Bend the elbow, the right elbow. Bring the elbow across. When you do, this hand will end up somewhere over here on the body. Keep it across as you lift the elbow. Then elbow straight out to the side. Elbow comes down. Bring it across. Up. Out. Down. Cross. Up. Out. Down. One more. Now, same arm, complementary exercise. Elbow goes back, back, out, up, over the top. Try to point the elbow as much forward as you can. And then as the elbow goes down, the hand stays up. And then the elbow goes back, the hand's kind of coming with it. But then as the elbow goes out, up, over, point the elbow forward. Now the elbow goes down and back behind you. Then the elbow flares out like a wing, comes up over the top, points forward, and then drops. As the elbow drops, the hand stays up. Let's do two more. Last one. And other side. Cross, lift, open, down, cross, lift, open, down. So again, we're kind of doing a little seasonal bit. I mean, these are all things we've done, but this emphasis on the lung and chest lymph node area, right? Just addressing the fact that in winter, these the lungs and right, with all the various threats that come from this season, you want to just make sure there's a lot of healthy flow in that region. This is the lung point 1 and 2 here as well. And then we reverse. The elbow goes back, out like a little chicken wing, up over the top. Point the elbow as much forward as you can. As the elbow goes down, the hand stays up. The elbow keeps going down and goes back behind you. Flares out like a little chicken wing, comes over the top and across, and point it forward, and then back, out, up, over, back, one more. Bend both elbows, cross one on the inside, and they'll sort of run into each other about here. Keep them connected as you lift, and then disconnected, open. Oh, and then down. And then switch which one is crossed. Cross, and so you feel you're closed. Stay crossed, lift the elbows, and then open out to the side. And down. And then cross, lift, open, down, cross, lift, open, down, and reverse. Elbows back, out, up. Keep your fists in close to your chest there, Stuart, as the elbows come over the top. Point both elbows forward, and as those elbows come down, the fists stay, or the hands stay up, down, back, chicken wing them out, up, over the top. And then as the elbows go down, the fists will stay up. That's perfect, everybody. Good. Back. First, the elbows back. Take them back there, Stuart. Yeah, there you go. From that position, they go out like a little chicken wing. Out, up, over the top. Two more. Back. And so whenever we do double or both at the same time, it induces and forces us to move all these spaces more than when we just do single arms. You can feel the opening and the closing of the torso more impacted. All right. And then just shake those arms loose. Scoot back a little bit. Let's just do the legs. Load. So that's knee up and heel drawing in towards the butt. And then push away from you. Reload. Set down. Load. Push. Load. Down. Continue. Remember to reload each time. One more each. Now, straighten your right leg out. Hold it there. Point foot, flex foot. Point, flex. And invert, evert. A little in, out. And circles. Foot circle. Reverse, foot circle. And switch feet. Other foot, point, flex. Invert, evert, slightly in, out. Circle. Reverse. And scoot forward, front edge. swivel steps. Feet pretty close together. And just in the interest of time, actually, we're going to do double right away. So legs about a little wider than hip distance. Lift the toes. Toes in, knees in. Then lift the toes. Toes out, knees out. From the hips. Toes in. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Back to neutral. Forward fold. Hip hinge. Bowing forward. Getting a nice open back. Sitting upright. Leaning slightly back. Tipping back. Sitting upright. Adding to this forward fold with your hands, turning on the hands so your elbows flare out to the side as you forward fold. Really opens up the back. And then sitting upright, arms to neutral, leaning slightly back. Sitting upright, turning, bowing forward. And leaning slightly back. Now, arms hang by your sides. Arms float out. Turn the palms up. Reach the arms up. So now that you're reaching up, reach your right arm higher than your left arm. And then relax that and reach your left arm higher than your right arm. So from this reach, we're going one and then the other. So this is loosening up shoulder blades, upper back, upper spine, and just getting that last little bit of junk out. And then reach both. And then out they go to the side, all the way down. Standing up and sitting down. So scoot to the front edge of your chair, back your feet up a little bit. Arms are loose, hips loose, legs loose. Everything can stay loose, but that doesn't mean sloppy. So it's soft but precise. So even though you're relaxed, you can fold and then just shift the weight into your legs. Push through the earth, stand all the way up. Arms still loose, legs still loose. Then stick the butt back. Sink the butt. Find the chair. Sit back. And just stay as loose as you can. 2 more. Fold. Pour the weight into your legs. And then up you come. And then the hips go back. And just slowly slide down to your sitting position. And sit. Again, 1 more. So again, this is this fold. We're pouring the weight into the legs. Using the legs. Now 3 times squats. Sink or sit the butt back and sink it. And just dangle the arms down, fingers near your toes, and then push through the earth back to standing vertical. And hips back, sink the butt. Rise. 1 more. And rise. Good. Now that we're standing, you keep your chair where it is. I'm just moving mine because I have limited space here. Now, you're going to tip a little into your toes. Back to the middle of your feet. And then a little towards your heels. Middle of the feet, toes. Remember with the toes, there's more foot in front of you. So when you move your middle, your belly, your middle forward, the body actually creates an angle. But when you move your middle back into your heels, the body makes kind of a C curve. You can see in my body, my head and shoulders a little forward. And then I tip forward to the toes. And then back. And so, Stuart, you can stay facing forward. Stay facing forward. I'm sideways because I'm trying to show you the angle, but I want you to get that experience going forward and back. Right? So now as you're forward, let the hands swing a little forward. As you rock back, the hands swing a little back. Rock forward, they swing forward, but you keep your middle. Rock back, they swing back, keep your middle. One more, rock forward, rock back. Now as you rock back, open the arms and float them up. So you're in your heels a little bit, arms are up about chest height. Rock to your toes, reach your arms out, turn your palms up. Rock to your heels, your hands come in the mouth. You're in your heels, rock to the middle of your feet, your hands come to the middle, and then the Tai Chi squat. So that means your hips go back a little, and you sit the butt and let your arms fully straighten. Your arms fully straighten down. And then push through the earth and stand back up. Rock back. Rock forward. Rock back. The hands come as if you're bringing in the upper gate. Rock to the middle. You're settling to this middle gate. Hands at the middle. And then the butt goes back a little. Sit the butt and straighten your arms completely. And then push through the earth. Stand back tall. Rock back. Rock forward. Rock back. Rock middle. Tai Chi squat. And back up to standing. Arms loose, arms hanging. Now, that little Qigong move I was talking about before, you remember this. What we add to this, one arm down, one arm up. And then we switch. And we're switching also in the leg. So one leg is empty, and then we're changing. So now the other leg is empty. Make sure that right arm goes all the way down there. And then all the way down. So the wrist stays relaxed, loose, right? Very loose. And it just goes up, down. And we're getting a little side bend, but we're changing weight. Left to right leg. We're also loosening up this region and this region of the body. This is kind of the most important area according to how the Tai Chi Qigong view of the body is that this being frozen, and then we walk around kind of like this, where we want this area to be limber, moving, right? And that's where your weight change happens. And then we add to it this wheel. So remember that unique path of tickling the armpit. So every time. Good, Stuart. Nice, nice. Exactly right. So we're just walking in place, changing weight. And you don't have to pick your foot up off the ground. You just kind of walk in place while you cycle the limb through its wheel. Now reverse. Come in under the armpit, down. The other one under the armpit and down. And Janet, remember not to just pull back this way, tuck it. Tuck it under and thread it through. So the elbow has to go not back here. We have to get to this position to get through. Yep. And both hands down. Then bring fingertips together. Bring the hands up in front of the chest area. Arms are Tai Chi straight, meaning not locked, but also not bent. This sort of in-between place, like when you turn on a hose and the hose goes from just laying there to, it has this liquid integrity. So feel that through your limb. Now open and close. Now, as you open, go into your right leg. So your left leg should be empty. So this is my right. So I'm going to my right. You go to your right, which is going to be the opposite. Close. Open. Close. Open. Close. Open. Big open. Close. Keep the hands above the sternum for this first one. So when they close, they're at chest height. Chest height. Now, drop them below the sternum to the belly area. Open. Go to your right leg. And then go to your left leg. So, Stuart, go to your right leg when you open. So it'll be opposite of what I'm doing. Yeah, good. And then close. Open. Close. Open. Close. One more. Open. And close. Now drop the hands right in front of the groin area. Swing them open like crane wings. Close. Open. Close. And settle. Hanging here. Shift your weight to your right leg. Swing your left arm back, right arm forward, and then switch. 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 So these are all sort of simple Qigong exercises that may not seem like much, but when you realize you can practice this loose, hydraulic movement, this free movement that for anybody, but especially with what Parkinson's tends to do, but really just aging in general, shuts down our free, loose quality, and you see this shrinking of range. So we can, again, keep this, and then also the frozen quality in this area where the change of leg to leg gets frozen. So we're working on that. Bring them back down, and then just little turn. Swing. Let the rotating parts of the body turn freely. The looser you are, the more correct the movement will be. So any stiffness or any trying to do it gets in the way of just loose. Shoulder blades sliding, spinal joints gently turning, hips turning, leg bones adjusting with the slight rotation. And then back to middle. Palms face each other. Swing the palms over to your left. Down and swing them over to the right. Down and swing them long. Down and swing. Down and swing. Down and swing. Now as they swing up, keep going up. Come over the top of that circle, down that other side. Up, over the top, down. Loose. So again, it can look like, oh, we're doing so much with our arms, right? But it's inducing weight shifting to one leg, weight shifting to the other leg. There's a turning that's happening in the hips and waist that we want to induce in the body. And then the chest and upper back and shoulders are being open. Let's switch directions. Other way, up. And what we're really looking at is circles too. This one's a very clear experience of it, right? We're making circles, drawing circles. Because our body is best utilized with wheels, spirals, and circles, but oftentimes we're using more like hinges and straight lines and squares, corners. One more. And switch directions one more time and just go up to the halfway point. It's called drawing the bow. So your weight is in your right leg and you reach a little more with that left hand, and then like you're drawing a bow, pull the elbow back. But what you don't want to have happen, like Marjan, that hand came with us, where you want it to stay as if it's held in place, and then we're going to close to it and then open away from it. But that arm, that right arm, stays where it is. Close to it. We're closing all the spaces. And then you're going into your left leg. You can turn the head left as well. And close. And draw. And close to it. Draw from it. One more. Close to it. Draw. Close to it one more time, and then swing down. Swing down. Up to the other side. Draw the bow. Draw. Right leg. And into your left. Right leg and into your left leg. And remember, smooth. So speed gets in the way. If you're speeding up, you're usually doing it at the expense of awareness, at the expense of smoothness. Speed usually becomes sloppy versus smooth and precise. And then swing the arms down, down, loose. Shogun, wings, roll, fold. This is a little momentary intermission. We pause. We stop doing stuff. This is called middle embrace. So see exactly where my hands are. Belly button, hands right there. Shoulders relaxed. A sort of through quality with the nervous system and chi all the way to the tips of the fingers. And they're just right there in front. Hands cross and come down. Tai Chi. So this is a little opening Tai Chi set. Rock into your toes, your hands swing a little forward. Right, so forward. So if I turn to an angle, it's just to show you something, but you don't need to turn yourself. Rock back, the hands swing back. Now this first energy is called Pung, rising energy. So from back here, rock forward, swing the hands forward, down, and then rise up. Then from here, rock back and slide the hands back, elbows come back, and we're here. The hands sink just a little bit. Now the next energy is G, or forward driving energy. So we rock into the toes and through the fingertips, extend through. Turn your palms to face each other. They fall down the far side of a circle. Remember the move we did a few different times today. Come back a little behind, up underneath, up like you're going to tickle your own armpit, and then extend the arms out with wrists folded, and then flatten and sweep down and back. That's called Lu, the sweeping down and back. Again, Pung, or rising, like a wave rising in the ocean. Remember, look at the wrists. The wrists have to be loose here. And then again, slide back, settle, and then on or downward sinking. And so notice with this downward sinking, come back to here, flatten the palm so the heels of the hands lead, and we're pressing down. And then we do our little Tai Chi squat from here where you soften the hands, tail goes back, sink right through that space. And notice that I'm sitting my butt, not over forward folding. So there's this sit of the butt makes a huge difference. And then rise back to standing. Let's do that again. So from vertical standing, rock a little forward, hands swing a little forward. Rock a little back, the hands swing a little back. Pung or rising energy. Forward, this rising, 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 rising. Wrists are relaxed. Then rock back to your heels, the hands slide back and they settle just a little bit. And then we do G or forward energy through the tips of your fingers. Rock forward and extend, 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 extend straight out. Then turn your palms to face each other. The hands fall down the far side of a circle, under that circle, and then up underneath the armpits. Out in front, and again, keep your wrists folded here so that you can then flatten and sweep down. Then we go pung, slide back and settle. And then the sinking energy, the heels of the hands lead as we sink, 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 sink. And then the tail goes back. So you stick your butt back and then sink and slide through that space. And do make sure, because Stuart, I can't quite tell, but it looks like when you're sinking, you're pushing your knees out. Notice that I am not doing that. I'm sticking my butt back. So my knees are happy here, but if I push them here, they're not very happy. So the butt back and then sit the butt. And yes, the knees will bend, but you won't be forcing them in a bad way. So let's do this a few more times. This kick starts the chi in the bottom. Rock forward, the hands swing a teensy bit forward. Rock back, the arms, hands swing back. Pung or rising energy. Rise. Then this is sliding back, rocking into your heels a little. Hands settle. Now this is G, driving forward, out through the tips of the fingers. Turn your palms to face each other. Down the far side of a circle. So Marjan, this is all happening right in front. You should be facing forward. I'm changing so that you can see some of the angles of what's happening. Because if I just do this, sometimes you can't see. But this all happens right in this space. Up under the armpit. Out in front, remember wrists stay folded, push the hands forward. So I don't know if you can see that, but if I turn here, you can see my arms are way out. Then flatten the palms and sweep down and back. Then again, pung, rising, slide back, slightly settle, and then now this is on. So again, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see heels of the hands leading as you go down, 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 down. Then you soften the hands, the butt goes back a little, right? So we're in this position and we sink through that space. And rise back to standing. Again, rock forward, rock back. Pung, rising, rock back, sliding back, settling. G, rock forward, extend through to the fingertips, turn the palms, and come down. Under and up underneath, out, and Lu or sliding back energy through the arms there, and then pung, slide back and settle, and then on, down, and then soft, supple, swing through. Good. Now, change the weight to your right leg, turn slightly to your right. Change the weight to your left leg, turn slightly to the left. Change again. So this is the change side where it's a shift and a turn and a letting of the arms swing. Now, the next time we're in the right leg, stay here. Pung, remember that rising energy? So as you rise, turn this left foot out. So now we rise and shift and turn, and the arm flows up over the top. Let's try that again. Swing down. We're turned slightly this way. Now we are starting to rise the arms, but at the same time, shift and turn. So we swing across and then come down. Pung, rising, shift and turn, and across. Now we add to that. So it's pung, rising and bringing it all the way over. So now it's gotten all the way over to this side. Turn your left palm up, right palm down, and now guide back across. Switch, and then switch back. Let's do that again, same side. Pung, rising, come over and across. You get to the end over here, turn left palm up, right palm down, like you're drawing something across at a downward angle. Swing to this side just to loosen it and come back again, loose. And let's do it again. Pung to loose. So this is rising energy, pung. And then this is guiding back and across. And swing. Let's do that on this side now. So we've got pung, rising, but we're shifting and turning, so it sends that movement across. And then right palm facing up, left palm facing down, slide across. Change. Change back. Pung, rising and turning. And lu, guiding, sliding back. Change, change back. Pung lu, rise and bring it across. And then lu, guiding back and across. Now let's switch sides each time. So switch and pung lu, pung and lu. Switch sides, everything's loose, 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 loose. So like Marjan, when you switched, your hands were stuck in this position. Notice when I finish, drop. Let go completely. So there's nothing happening. And then from this, that's where it comes out. When we're here, we're already in the way. So that's one of the things you're practicing is from loose, go for it. And back. And then when we change sides, you drop everything out. There's nothing happening. And then from that nothing happening, pung, lu. Change sides, nothing happening. Soft, loose, change to your left leg, turn to the left. So get all the way there so that you're loaded up to and change. One more, pung. You're in your left leg and then back to your right leg. Those are the first two energies. The second two energies, swing across. Now, bring your right hand on top of a ball, left hand on the front of a ball. Turn your left foot to face that side of the room, right, this way. And remember G. G was through the fingertips, so now it's through the right fingertips. G, like you're pushing a ball across towards that side of the room, and then bring that ball back. Push the ball. And bring it back. Continue. So G, this is the front of the ball, this is the top of the ball, G, and back. And also notice this, and again, so when I say front of the ball, I don't mean the bottom. So we're not doing this with the ball, we're doing this with the ball. G, and let it finish and kind of drag back. So it goes and goes and goes, and then like a wave going up the shore, it starts going back, but the ends of that wave are still kind of going, and then they drag back. G, so we're washing the nervous system, we're washing the chi system. And we do them in pairs, so this is G. Now, as you let it get to the fingertips, let it rise slightly, and just turn back to middle, hands here, and on, down. Try that part again. Rise it up, and just on. Heels of the hands lead, a sinking. So rather than a pushing down, think of it like suctioning down, like the trough of a wave. Or like if you're in the bathtub and you unplug it and you feel that downward pull of the water draining out. Sinking, on. One more. On. And then release everything. Swing, and let's put those together. Make the ball. G, the ball. And then again, you start shifting back, the hands raise and they set up for on. Down through. On. Release. Come again into this right leg. One more time when in a pair. G. Release softly, turning back, let them float over the top. And then sink, 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 sink. Good, let's switch legs. So now step your left foot parallel to your right foot, change, turn your right foot to point out, make the ball. Left hand on top, right hand in front, and let's just push the ball, let it get all the way to its end, shift back, push the ball, and bring it back. Push. The other thing you're working on with the ball push is that my middle stays here. Even though I'm kind of going into this leg more and I'm extending, I'm not going with it and losing my middle. I'm staying where I am. And then that has somewhere to come back to. So we're extending, 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 and then back to the middle. Extend. Now let's do the on. So it rises, we turn back, and then let's do a few of these in a row. Sinking, sinking, sinking. And it's not just the hands sinking. The whole body is opening up so that it can rise and sink slightly, right? There's a little sink in the knees, sink through the hips. And there's this settling quality. Settling, like sediment settling in a cup of water. It doesn't just go down, right? It kind of, so we're letting that starch in our body settle. Now at the bottom of this on, just relax the hands, shift to your left leg, let the hands swing and prepare the ball. Push the ball. It goes to the ends of the fingertips. Come back, turning to the center and on, sinkity sink. Soft. Swing to that left leg, make the ball. G. And this is what they call storing. We're preparing, and then this is called issuing. Expressing the energy, the sinking energy. This is the in-between where you let go of everything. This is the storing or preparing. This is the issuing. Issuing the G. This is the releasing. This is the storing. This is the issue. On. The releasing. The storing. The issuing. The releasing. The storing. The issuing. And let's put all that together. Pung, the first energy. Pung. The wave rising. Lu, the wave sliding back. Release and change sides and make the ball. Point your, that would be, I believe, your left foot to the left. G. Remember to soften and release, then store, turning back and store, and issue on, sinking, sinking, sinking. And we add one more thing here. When we finish our on, sum, sink a little right through that space to really let go of everything. Rise up and go into this right leg now to pung to your left. Pung, lu. Change sides. Remember, changing sides, drop everything out. Totally relaxed. And then from that relaxed place, set up G, make the ball. G. Release it. Let it float up and back towards center. On, sinking energy through the medium of the body. And then we added this sum, where you soften and you just sink the tail. You find that way, that little space through. Right? Rise up. Let's do one more to each side. Pung. Lu. Soft, loose, emptying out, changing sides. Make the ball. G. Release the ball. Come up over the top, turning to face center. On. Sinking through the medium of the body. And then just this little sum. Just a little bit of a drop release. Nothing too major. Final time, come up to your right leg and pung to the left. Lu back to the right. Change sides. Make the ball. G to the right. Up and over top, back to the middle, on. Sinking and through. And stand parallel. 3 more sink chi wash organs. Walk, rock back. Up over the top. So right here, Marjan, where your hands are out at mouth height. And then rock back, hands come in as if into the mouth. Sliding down, guiding it to the middle, belly. And then that squat. And again, make sure, Stuart, that you stick the butt back and sit the butt. And notice my torso is angled forward. So your torso should not be vertical here. And your back should be opening. Arms let go. Let go of your arms. And then push and rise. Rock back. Rock forward. Rock back. Rock middle. Like a settling or like making a deposit in the middle. And then fingers point down as you stick your butt back. And as you sink, you soften your arms to straight. And then you stand up. Last time. So this is like a reset. And notice, Stuart, when I come up, my hands are not here. They're down because by the time I got all the way here, my arms are long. And then I stood up and they stayed long. And then they're ready for round 3. Over the top. Rock back. Middle. Through. Letting it like water just seep through. Arm should be long and straight by the time you come up. And then we close with shogun or closing gesture. Wing, roll, fold, settle, 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 settle to that belly button. And then seal, Lao-gun point over the navel. Other hand on top. 3 breaths. Long, thorough breaths, mind clear. Nasal breaths. Notice if you're mouth breathing, close the mouth. And the Taoist bow to finish. Thumb, fold, creates a little yin-yang looking symbol there. So that's that representation of harmonizing the polarities in the body, finding that balance and that stillness in the midst of the yin and the yang, plus, minus, up, down, all those polarities. All right, thank you, everybody. Well done. Make sure you know where your chair is. If you try to sit down, go ahead and sit. And if there are any questions, feel free.